Once again, good morning everyone. Warm welcome to Advanced Excel webinar. This is Karthik Dale from DataSkills. Still some people are joining. I request people who are joined give their names instead of iPhone or like Sony kind of thing. You have an option to rename. Yeah. Before I start this session, let me tell my expectations from you. Like the first expectation is keep your mobile in silent. I kept it mine and I request you to do the same. No multitasking. Be here and be on time. We starting like around 8-9 minutes late because we are waiting for other people to join. So next class tomorrow we'll try to start on time. We need your cooperation. And be enthusiastic. When you're enthusiastic, you can learn quickly. Whether it is Excel or Python, it can be any language, you can learn easily. That passion should be there. And your response. I'll be asking many questions in this session. Try to answer it. At the same time, feel free to ask queries related to Excel, what you have. Yeah. So here, the agenda of the training is we'll be talking a couple of things. I think we inform already in the what are the social medias being promoted. So the topics like importance of Excel versions, different extensions of Excel, like flash fill series, number formatting, formulas, new features in Excel. There are many things we are going to learn. In less time, we are going to learn so many things. So I will be little faster. If you feel so if you did not get it something, feel free to stop me and ask questions. So for each topic, after explain the topic, I'll be giving the option to unmute yourself and you can ask questions. So and also you can type your query in the chat box as well. So with this, let's get started now. So as there are more than 25 members, I'm not taking individual. Uh, I'm not taking individual introduction, and mine also I'll be giving at the end of the session. Let's start this with this question: which Office application is mostly used throughout the world? What do you think? You can type it in the chat box. Okay, I given an option to unmute as well. Now you can try. You can unmute and you can. Okay, Nagaraj is saying Microsoft Office. I'm saying Excel. Okay. Bhuvaneshwar also Excel. Vaibhav saying MS Office. Fine. Yeah. What do you think? Which
MS Office.
MS Office? Okay. Oh, is it because it is Excel training? Is it that reason you people are telling that MS Office, or is there any other reason?
MS Office covers many fields.
Okay. Yeah.
Without those things, I think today we cannot survive. Like Excel is mandate for any domain.
Correct.
And
yes.
Word is again, it's one can learn Word, they can cover many tabs and many features, which will be helpful for them to learn other things like Excel only. Other than spreadsheet and formulas, rest is all similar to
Correct.
Word.
Correct.
And same is the case with access also.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes. When I ask this question, sometimes we'll get an answer hey, that the most used application is like Instagram, Facebook, or few interesting answers, right? Like we are talking office related. Office related, it is not C, C++ or SAP. Like mostly used application is MS Office. So yes, if you see this number, 1.2 billion people are using this MS Office, like 140 different countries and 107 different languages. I've taken this particular slide more than 3 years back from the Microsoft. This 1.2 billion is a number is less. day by day the number of users for MS Office increasing drastically. We are hearing about this MS Office since our childhood, right? In our school, college, graduation, like we heard about it, we learned it. But what corporates are looking and what we learned till our education, like completely different. Like corporates looking for the advanced topics, advanced things like the advanced formulas, data analysis using Excel. There are many things, right? So we'll try to cover few of them in this today's session. Okay, so see this. Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet application. So if we talk about this spreadsheet application, Excel is a spreadsheet application. Similar to Excel, there are many other spreadsheet applications are there, but most dominating one is Excel. Agree? Like if I ask you here, which is the other spreadsheet applications, naming them itself will take time because we are not really familiar with them, except something like Google Sheets. Google Sheet is works only in cloud, whereas Microsoft Excel it works in online, the cloud, and also offline. Right, like there is Lotus 123, there is like some other spreadsheet application, like Office and so on. Online guys, I request all of you to be on mute. Let me make yeah. However, like this Excel is the most dominating one, like because of the user friendliness, because of the many reasons. It is having so many features that like no other spreadsheet application is having these many. Right? Fine. So before I get into more about this Excel, let me ask you, like why we use Excel? For what purposes you use Excel? I would like to hear from you. What is the purpose? Whether it is the office purpose or personal purpose, you feel free to tell me. You can type it in the chat box. Otherwise, I'll give you an option to unmute yourself. Yeah. Okay, Nora saying financial modeling. Anand saying manage data and easy way. Office and personal purpose as well. Okay. Yeah, you can unmute like Vaibhav. What do you think?
Excel can be used for both numerical and non-numerical data.
Correct.
So it is easier for anybody who can learn basic things.
Hmm.
They can store the data at the same time, they can do their own calculations also. Instead of going and using calculator. There are
Okay.
so many formulas available with their basic features like how a particular formula is derived.
Okay.
Like everything, it is like almost it is readily available. It
Hmm.
is just that one needs to understand the meaning of each term
Hmm.
so that it will be easier for them to use. So both all types of people can use Excel and anybody can understand because
Correct.
it represents we can represent on it both numerical, non-numerical, graphical, non-graphical data.
Correct. Correct.
So everybody can have access to it, and the terminology is also easy. Day by day, I mean, the features are becoming user friendly.
Yeah. Correct. Absolutely. Yes. So if you see this spreadsheet application, like as you said, like there are many things you mentioned. So as in the chat box also people mentioned that answers. So one of the key feature of Excel is storing the data. Actually, it is not a database. Excel is not a database. It's not meant for the database. However, we'll tend to store the data in Excel, whether it is a alphanumeric, text, date, time, shapes, images, macros, different types of data types, we can store it in Excel, right? And apart from just storing the data, we can do different calculations. That can be mathematical, statistical, trigonometry, financial formulas. There are different categories. 480 plus formulas are available in Excel. Recent past, like there are many new formulas are introduced. With that, our work become really easy. Like earlier, we used to spend a lot of time to write the complex formulas to derive the required output. But however, like with the new formulas, that game completely changed. Like you need not to be very good with the Excel formulas to get the required output. Like I'll be showing some of the formulas, awesome formulas there. So there are 480 plus formulas are available in Excel, different categories of them, and analyzing the data. If you just store 1 lakh records or 10 lakhs records, there is no use until unless you analyze the data. Analyzing can be like a simple condition formatting. our like pivot tables, our charts, graphs, dashboards. All this comes under the analyzing the data. So like these three are the key features of Excel. Fine. So these are the like if you talk about the personal use also, many times people save their passwords in the Excel itself, and like some insurance informations, or it can be anything, any bills, or creating the invoices, or like creating the bills, receipts. Many things we do with Excel. And what I say, like a EMI calculator. Let's say I'm going for the personal loan, so I want to see like what if I go with this loan, 5 lakhs loan, 12% interest, and tenure is 36 months. Then I want to know. I don't want to call to banker, but, customer care, or I don't want to visit the bank to know this information. What is my EMI? If I know these three inputs, I can calculate it in Excel itself. So such calculators you can create, BMI calculators you can create. There are so many things you can do with the Excel. So I'll try to show that like what are the different places you can use Excel, like whether it's you are belongs to finance department or marketing or sales or like admin team, wherever you work, and like whichever the department you work in, definitely this Excel skills are mandatory. Whether you are associate or data scientist, Excel is something mandatory. Yeah, I see some names like uh, Android, iPhone. I request them to rename so that I can call with your names instead of calling as Android or iPhone. Yeah, fine, great. So here, which is the latest version of Excel? Okay. Online guys, please type it in the chat box, your answers. Which is the latest version of Excel?
Microsoft 360.
Okay, mine is saying 2019. Anusha, my Office 365. Yeah. What else? 2019. Okay. No, 2019 is not a latest version. And Office 365, people who are saying Office 365, correct, but the name got changed. Instead of Office 365, we are calling as a Microsoft 365. Earlier, it used to be called as Office 365. It is changed into Microsoft 365. So I'll try to explain what is the difference between Microsoft 365 and like the standalone versions like 2019 or 2021 or 2016. There are many versions are there, right? So what is the difference between the standalone version and Microsoft 365? I'll try to explain. So before I explain this, let me ask you this question. So how many of you are aware about the Netflix, like Prime Video? All of you, right? That like Amazon Prime, all of you are aware. So what is that like? If you want to watch videos in Netflix or Amazon Prime, you will be taking the subscription, either monthly subscription or yearly subscription, right? Similar to that, if you want to use Microsoft Office products, you need to take the Microsoft 365 subscription. If you take the subscription, it will be yearly subscription and also monthly subscription also there. So let's say you are taking today, like May 8th, you are taking the subscription for 1 year. Next year, up to 1 year, like the 365 days, like they will provide you the Microsoft 365 account to you so that you can use all the MS Office products. Nothing but Excel, Word, PPT, Outlook, Access, all these products, MS Project also, you can use all of them in the package. Like how much it will cost you? There are different packs, like again, for individual purpose, the family purpose, and like business purpose, small business. There are different versions in it. So let's say if you are taking for your family, like there is a Microsoft 365 family option is there. So in that, if you purchase that way, like it will cost you 6,500. 6,500 for the entire family. So what it means, like 6 members can use it. Family means they'll allow to 6 members. So let's say I'm taking that option. I mean, I'm taking that Microsoft 365 family. So I can use it, and my five other family members also can use it. Total 6 members. So with that, I'll be getting not only MS Office products, also I'll get the OneDrive storage. OneDrive, just like Google Drive, all of you are aware of Google Drive, right? So in the Google Drive, when you have the Gmail account, you'll be get the Google Drive. So with that, how much storage space you'll get it? 15 GB. But here you will get the what do you say, like 1 TB, 1 TB space you'll get it. Each one of you, nothing but total 6 members, 6 TB. Each account will get the 1 TB, nothing but total 6 TB. 1 TB is a very good number, right? And security also you'll get it. Like any new updates are coming in the MS Office, all that new features will be released to the first Microsoft 365 people only, not the standalone versions like 2019, 2021, 2016. No, that is the one time. What is the difference between that Microsoft 365 and standalone version is the standalone version you'll purchase only once. You can use for lifetime. However, that cost will be higher, from 20,000 to 25,000 like that each account. Excel separate you need to purchase, Office separate, Word separate you need to purchase, lifetime. But some people may like one-time purchase. Hey, instead of every year I need to pay, I'll be going with the I'll be going with the one-time purchase. But the disadvantage with the one-time purchase, the standalone versions are like you don't get the latest features in it. If something new option, new formula is coming in that new version, that you don't get it. Is that clear? So that's the problem with the standalone version. So always I suggest go with the Microsoft 365. When you go with the Microsoft 365, any new features are coming, that will be introduced in your version. Okay, fine. Let's take the again Netflix example. Let's say you already having the Netflix subscription. Uh, like what are the new movies are releasing? Let's say Triple R is releasing the Netflix. You need not to pay extra money for that. Correct? So already you are taking a subscription, you'll be able to watch it. Correct? Any new movies, any new series are coming, you'll be able to watch. Similarly, here, if you take the Microsoft 365, and you will be able to take the advantage of all the new features. Got it? And one more thing, 6,500 or 6,000 around, it will be that cost you for all the 6 accounts. If you take it like one person, it is a 1,000 only, right? And moreover, one important thing I forgot to tell you, like one person, let's say I have this laptop here, office laptop, whereas at my home, I have another system, a desktop or laptop, I have the 5 different same account, same account can be used in the 5 different devices. I can even use it in my mobile also. So all my data will be in sync. What are the files I worked here? I need not to share it through email to continue my work once I go to home. Not required. It will be all in the OneDrive. Like I can access them. I can work offline or online. They will be in sync because I'm logging with the same account. So that's the reason. I mean, Microsoft 365 is the advanced one. See this. Even I written MS 365, Microsoft 365. Earlier it used to called as Office 365. These are like subscription based. These are the not subscription based. They are the like you need to purchase one time. Like I have not written the 2021, but 2021 also released standalone version 2021, 2019, 16, 13, and so on. What are the different versions? So let's say you have the iPhone 11, like you want to go for the next version. Why? Because you'll be having the more features than the previous one. Let's say you have the iPhone 7 or i8. You want to go for the latest one because there will be many new features will be there. That's the reason we'll tend to purchase those. Similarly, employer also, let's say some company using the 2010 and Microsoft team will tell that, hey, why don't you go with the latest one? Either like depends on your requirement. You can go with the Microsoft 365 or 2021. They'll suggest that so that they'll be having the many new features. I'll be showing what are the new features are added in each version. Like in our topics, some of them I'll be mentioning. Like here, a high level I mentioned, like 2010 There is slices are introduced in the pivot table. In the 2013, apart from the slices, they also introduced the timelines. So some BI features also newly added. 50 new formulas are added. So each version there is something or other new will be there, right? So if I need to talk about this version changes, like from 2007 onwards, there is drastic change happens. Like in terms of UI means user interface, and also number of rows, columns also drastically increase, and some many new formulas are added. So let me talk one by one. So here you see new ribbon UI. UI means user interface. The user interface changed from 2007 onwards. Same UI is continued in the 10, 13, 16, 19, even in the Microsoft 365. Not only in Excel, but also all the Office applications. What is that UI? How it look like? Let me show you. So let me open brand new Excel file. Here you see this is the book one, the new Excel file, where you see this home ribbon, insert ribbon, and page layout, formulas, and so on. If I click on the formulas related group it is showing. Within this group, we have the subgroups, the text formulas, logical formulas, and so on. If I go to home ribbon related groups are showing clipboard group, font group. If I go to this font group, within that font name, font size, bold, italic, all these options are available. Earlier versions, it used to be not like this. It used to be all the menu based. Menu means what? Like if you click on the file, that ribbon name, it will shows all the menus, like save as, getting it. Whereas, okay, fine. Let me quickly show you how it looks like. So if I click on the file, it is showing some options, right? If I'm clicking on this, it is showing some options, and so on. In Excel, it used to be like this, but now all the groups within that subgroups will be there. This changes happened from the 2007 version of Excel. Is that clear? Like even if I open the Word application, Word also part of the MS Office. So see this. Here you have the home ribbon, insert ribbon, formulas ribbon we don't have. Depends on the application that will change. But however, look and feel is the same, correct? Like here we have the group name, then within that the subgroups, the features, correct? So that's how that this UI got changed. Similarly, number of rows and number of columns also change. So now you tell me how many number of rows we have. Rows means these are the rows, right? Row 1, row 2, row 3, and so on. These are the horizontal ones. We call it as the rows, and the columns are represented with the alphabet, right? That's vertical one, correct? Columns are verticals. They are represented with the A, B, C alphabet, correct? After Z, it won't be ended. After Z, after that a, B, A, C, and so on. Like how many columns we have, how many rows we have. People who are aware, quickly type their answers in the chat box. Okay, no problem. Okay, yeah, it is not 65,000 something kind of thing, like an older version, some 65,536. But in the latest versions, I mean from 2007, not latest, like from 2007 onwards, the number of rows increased to 10 lakhs 48,576. And number of columns are except D, 16,384. If A is the 1, B is the 2, and so on, that except the last column number is a 16,384. That's what I'm trying to show you here. You see this? Number of rows in the older version 97-2003, number of rows were only 65,536 and number of columns were 256. Whereas from 2007 onwards, 10 lakhs 48,576, same number continues in the 10, 13, 16, 2019, 2021, and Microsoft 365 also. All that number of rows are same, number of columns are also same. Okay, and the last column name is the XFD. So, fine. So number of rows, number of columns, we are aware now. Now see this, read this sentence, understand it, and guess the answer. Online guess. Okay, fine. Let me tell you one important note here. Um, First of all, that question is, let's say you're trying to enter some value, let's say India, which is taking the 1 second. And in another cell also, I'm going to enter the same India, but no copy paste. Control C, Control V, no. And drag right, drag down also no. No smart work, like only manual work. So yeah, if I enter in one cell 1 second, if there are 100 cells, 100 seconds, correct? If there are 1,000 cells, 1,000 seconds, correct? So now, first of all, tell me how many cells we have. The number of rows into number of columns. Agree? The number of rows, something 10 lakh change we discussed, right? 10 lakh 48,506. Number of columns are 16,384. This into this, I don't want you to do it. Like this into this, it will give some big number. Agree? That big number, it will be in crores. So those many seconds it will take. Let's say if it is a 1500 crores, 1500 seconds it will take. Agree? Now you guess it. How much time it takes? How much time it takes to enter the value? Just guess it, like whether it's 1 day or 10 days.
It will take that many number of days.
Yeah, I mean, number of, okay. Yeah, how many days it is? Okay. It is not days, it is not months, it is years. So see this, that calculation, you need not to do that like the number of rows into number of columns I did. This is the big number. These many cells we have, nothing but these many seconds it will take. In a year, these many seconds we have. This divided by this, it will give you 545 years. We are talking about the one sheet. We are not talking about the multiple sheets. How many sheets we can insert in a one workbook? N number. There is no limit. From 2007 onwards, there is no limit to number of sheets which you can insert in a workbook. You can have n number of sheets within the one workbook. Earlier, before 2007 version of Excel, there were having the limitations of 254. But from 2007 onwards, it depends on your RAM. So if you see this object model of Excel, that object model of Excel is top level is Excel application. Within Excel application, we have something called workbook. Within workbook, we have the worksheet. Within worksheet, we have the cells. Apart from the cells, apart from the cells, we can also have the tables and like chats, objects, all that are part of the cell, chat, shapes, tables, control are part of the worksheet. Worksheet is a part of the workbook. Workbook is a part of the Excel application. And one more thing I would like to tell here. Sometimes we hear this one, like, hey, send me that sheet. Sending a sheet is not possible. You can send a workbook. Within the workbook only we have the sheet, correct? Open the sheet, people say. You cannot open a sheet, you can open a workbook. You can open a workbook, you can close a workbook. Whereas sheets, you can hide them or unhide them. Getting it? Like, so don't use a word like send a sheet or open the sheet. No, you should call that workbook. So within the workbook, we have the sheets. Getting it? So fine. If you see the structure of Excel, like here you see, if I open the book one, new workbook, there are so many things that names. By knowing the names or by not knowing the names, we might be using it already. Like if you want to know the names of it, hey, this is called as a name formula bar, this is called as a name box, these are the file, this is a file button, these are the ribbons. So all that names you can get to know. Like here is a search box, so you can search for something. Like if you are looking for conditional formatting, you are not aware where it is located, you can search for it like in the search box. So that search box is the new from 2013 version of Excel. So I'll be sharing this slide with you, like you can look into it. So, fine. So let's get into the topics now. Enough theory. Let me open one file which we are going to work. This is our file name. So once you open it, this is what will show that first sheet name is the start sheet, and there are many sheets are available. Like if I click on this, any of this button, these are the topics which we are going to talk. If I click on it, it will easily navigate to that particular sheet. If I click on this home ribbon, again, it will take you back to the start sheet so that you can, it is like, what do you call, like a notebook. In the textbook, what you'll be having, the starting page will be having all the chapter names, index, right? So similar to it, like with that inspiration, we created like this. So you can easily navigate to different topics. And once you want to come back, like come back to the start page, right? So there is no macros, no coding and all. Simple hyperlinks we use to create this. I'll be showing it how to create this kind of links between one sheet to other sheets. Fine. So if I talk about Excel, as I told you, Excel is a spreadsheet application. We have the many other spreadsheet applications. The first spreadsheet application is not Excel, that is VisiCalc, founded by Dan Bracklin and Bob Frankston. They are the founders of this spreadsheet. So if you ever want to see how it look like, you can click on this link and you can visit the site. It won't be just beautiful. So later Super Calc introduced in 1980. Then Lotus 123 from IBM. IBM introduced many software applications, and one of them is Lotus 123, that is a spreadsheet application. So currently, IBM company, not using their own product called Lotus 123, they are using the latest version of Excel. Yeah. And the first Excel name is not Excel, there was Multiplan, and it was a flop for some reason. What's the reason? I'll tell you in the formulas. But however, like in the 1985, they renamed that Multiplan as Excel, and from then onwards, from 1985 onwards, they keep releasing every now and then new versions. Now we are calling the 2021, 2019, and so on, right? Like there are different versions are there from 1985 onward. They really keep releasing the many versions, and now it is coming to Microsoft 365. Like standalone, they are releasing the versions. People who wants to purchase one time, and people who wants to go for the Microsoft 365, they'll give the updates every month. Getting it every month or every 3 months. So which version you are using, if you want to know, what you need to do is simply you need to click on the file. Once you click on the file and go to this account, once you click on that account, you will be able to see that here you can see that Microsoft 365, it is a subscription product. Got it? It is assigned to this ID. That's what it is showing you. Got it? So if it is not a subscription product, it will show that Excel 2016, Excel 2019. Is that clear? Yeah, that's how you will get to know which version you are using. Fine. Click on this home ribbon again. Now, I want to start the topic with a very simple one and very powerful one. I'm going with a topic called flash fill. Let me click on this flash fill. If you see this two words are there, flash and fill. Flash means normal terminology where we use, you know it. So here the flash fill, like if you have some data, it will fill in the format you are looking for in a blink of an eye. Nothing but very fast, it will fill the data. What I mean is, let me give the example. Like here are some names, right? Some names we have. But what I want is, I want to get only first name, that too in the proper case. Right now, if you see these names, first name and last name we have. Everywhere first name and last name we have. But I want to get only first name, that too in the proper case. Proper case means what? Like the Swati will write it in the first letter in the uppercase, remaining all lowercase, correct? So if I want to get it, like you see this, I'll write this Swati, I written in the proper case, enter. Assume that there are thousands of records. I don't have patience or time to type all these names one by one. Instead, I written one example, correct? Once I enter that value, what you need to do is use a shortcut key called Control E. Control E. Once you press Control E, it is automatically fill the remaining names. Yes. It is given all the first names with the proper case. How it is done this? Like, because there is an option called flash fill. The flash fill, the way it works is it will check the data beside to it, whether left side or right side. What are the pattern you given? One or two examples. It will understand that example, then it will try to replicate the same thing in the below cells. Till what? Till the non-blank cell. Here also we have some text. It is not dragging this data till down because we have the blank cell here. So that flash fill will fill up to non-blank cell before to non-blank cell. Got it? So fine. You see this. This is the full name we have. Let me make it some color. Yeah. So we got this all that proper case first name. No, I want last name. You may ask. Correct. So let me write that last name again in the proper case. It's up to you whether you want proper case or uppercase. It's up to you. Enter. Control E. Once I press Control E, is that done? Now here you see that first name I want in the caps. Nothing but uppercase. All are in uppercase. I'll write again Swati. Enter. Control E. Done. Correct. Like same thing. Control E. Done. Otherwise, this time like this I want. Here what we have the first name and last name, first name and last name. But I want reverse. Last name should be first and first name should be last. And in between them there is a space, right? I don't want space, I want comma. Is that clear? Like, can you please help me out? What I need to type? MATAM, comma. If you want to give the space, it's up to you, you give it. Or giving the space is not mandatory. It's up to you. Like, I want comma. There is no comma in our source data. Right? I'll write this for the here. Enter, Control E, done. That's simple it is. And like you can try that. Only last name in the lower case. You try that. Okay, that's your homework. And here another example. I have all this text, some paths there. I want last word, nothing but that after last backward slash, whatever the text we have, that text I want to get it. So in that case, like in this case, what we have some product blog. That's what we need to get it. Agree? So I'm going to type it here. Some product blog. Enter. Control E. Done. Correct. Another example. I have all these website names. I just want to get the company name. What is the company name? DataSkills. Enter. After that, Control E. If any case, if you don't remember the shortcut key, no problem. I'll tell you. In the home ribbon, you have the fill, flash fill. The thunder also, you see that the symbol like that as it is a flash fill. Yeah. Click on the flash fill. Yes, it is filling it. Got it? Now you see this. I have the dates here. I want to separate day, month number, and year number. Getting it? So what do you do? Like enter. Okay, this is really confusing. 0505, which is the month, which is the date. Okay, let me change it to 7 here. Again, I'll still get confused whether it is a 5th is a month or 7th is a month. I don't know. But if I go here, oh, this is a 26th one. Nothing but month cannot be 26. Nothing but this is a TDMMYY. So let me enter the 05 here. Enter. It is showing the 5.00. That's okay. I'll enter the 02. Enter. Control E. It is not understanding it. We looked at all the text near to your selection. Did not find a pattern it's saying. It did not understand what you're trying to do it. So 1 second. First of all, by default, all this will be in general format. Let me type this once again. I'll type 02. If you type anytime 05, 05, 0 left side doesn't have any value, right? That's the reason it's removing. So what I do is I'll write single quotes 05. Enter. Let me press Control E. It did not understand. It is saying something error like not an error. It is showing that warning message stating that, hey, we looked at your data beside to it, but I did not find any pattern. So let's say to your kid, if you're giving some example, if you did not understand how to do that, what do? You'll give another example, correct? Similarly here, our data, this flash fill did not understand. What do? You give another example. Like I'll write single quotes 02 enter. I'll try this. Still it did not understand. I'll give one more time. Control E. Okay. Let me delete this. I'll write 5 2 26. Control E. So let me try this. But it did not understand, it will throw error like this. Fine. Let me try this month number. No. So few scenarios it won't work. But however, like this should give the answer in general. In few scenarios it won't work, like something like this. Oh, not like that. Like fine, not an issue. We'll look into it. Yeah. Let's say we have the names here. We have the names. I want to get only first word, that first name or first word, whatever. So what do you write? You'll write Mahendra, enter, control E, it is given all of them. But I want second and last, second and third. So what do you write? Like again you write Singh, Dhoni, control E, it is giving it. Got it? But what if the scenario is like this? You see this honor middle names. I mean first name, middle name, last name. If the scenario is like this, first name, middle name, and last name, and if you have first name and last name, then it won't work. I mean, it will work, but not in the expected way. Just check out. Like I'll write the Mahindra, control E. Yeah, this looks good. It is giving all the first names. Okay. I want second and third. You see this? I'll write Singh, Dhoni, control E. It is giving the Sachin Ramesh. That is not the second and last, because there is only last name. There is no middle name. It would have given the only Ramesh. Getting it? So if the pattern is following the same way for the whole data, then only it will work. That is the limitation of the flash fill. Remember that. And okay, fine. You see this? Here I have some mobile numbers. Here are some mobile numbers. I want to use hyphen separator. Nothing but four numbers: 8297 hyphen 444 hyphen 777. That will be more readable to me if it is the numbers are in that format. Correct? So in general, what do you do? 8297 hyphen 444 hyphen 777. Enter. To enter one mobile number, it is taking the 13 keystrokes, because mobile number means 10 digits and two hyphens in between them and one enter, total 13 keystrokes. So let's assume there is a 1 lakh mobile numbers. 1 lakh into 13 lakhs keystrokes you require to enter. But it will save all the time by just pressing the control E. Getting it? Let me press control E. It is not understanding, no problem. We'll give one more example here. 888 hyphen 886 hyphen 06 069 996. Enter. If it is not understanding, like we need to give them more example. Let's try. Let me take these values. Right. Let me paste it here. 8297 hyphen 477. You see this? It is showing it. Above there is some text, right? Adjacent data. So it is confusing like, hey, do I need to update that data also? That's the reason there's a problem. So now you see this, I did not enter also. Flash fill, autofill option it is showing. Getting it? If I say enter, all of them got filled. Not even I press the control E. Is that clear? If you press control E also, it will work. Let's give it try. I'll delete them. You press control E, it is working. Did you get it? What's the problem? For dates also the same problem. Above there was a text. I forgot it. Clear. So that's how all this data is filling. Means
For the mobile number, there are 10 digits.
10 digits.
If by mistake press 9 digits only, and we do not check, and we start using separator.
Hmm.
Then also it will not.
For example, I'll enter another number. One limitation of the Excel, you see this. I mean, Flash will not Excel. 666, 555, 444. 9 digits only, correct? 555. Total 9 digits. Once I enter, first thing is whether it is 9 digits or 10 digits, this is not got updated. That is the one limitation of the Flash fill. Remember this. So if I delete them, and if I press Control E, it will work. It will work. You see this? It is updating now. Earlier it was not updated. What you need to understand, if whatever you're doing the Flash fill, it is a static use, nothing but one-time use. Like if you are changing the data, that needs to be updated automatically. That is not going to happen because this is not a formula. Is that clear? Yeah. So those points also we have written here somewhere right side. I'll be showing it. Those points, the limitations of the Flash fill are written. You can see them. Let's say a few more examples here. I want to write my mobile number is 8297 I'll give the iPhone also. Enter. What it should show? My mobile number is what is the number it is, correct? Control E, done. And here you see company name we have and the mobile number. I'll be writing like this. DataSkills number is enter. Control E, done. Just dial access and you'll find digit also. Right? Nothing but it is taking this data and it is yes, yeah, that reference beside data. Remember that if you're writing the same thing, let's say I've written the same text here. I'll come to this one, control E. Okay. It is actually like if I don't have a header also, like if you have the, it is not adjacent data, you have like this. It is not filling it because the data should be adjacent to it. Getting it? Whether you're doing left side or right side, that's fine, but it should be just beside to it. Yeah. You can also try like this, like here is the employee names and there's a sales, their sales. You type one, employee one, sales is 664, just only one you type it, remaining one, control E, done. Clear? That simple it is. So one last example. I have some employee names, but I want to create their email IDs. If I want to create the email IDs, what is the email ID I want to create is first name dot last name at infosys.com, microsoft.com or gmail.com. It's up to you, whatever the company it is. So I'll write swati.matam at microsoft.com, enter, control E, done. Clear? So online guys, tell me, any questions? You have the option to unmute now. You can unmute and ask questions if you have any.
Going good, Karthik.
No questions? Are we good? Okay. When to use this flash fill is when there is a pattern within your data. If you are looking for the static result, not the dynamic one, nothing but will keep changing in the source data, then it won't reflect. Then you need to write the formulas, then you need to use the Power Query, or you need to use the VBA. Many ways you can do it. But very quick way I want to do it, only one time use, static use, then you can take the help of the flash fill. Okay, and I'm saying DDM and by thing, fine. Yeah. I'll take this date. I'll paste it here. Let's say I'll write the 15, 26. Okay, fine. No, I don't even enter the 26 also. Press Control E. Is that done? Earlier it was not working, right? Some 5-6 times we tried. Reason? Above there was a text. It is not understanding it. So, okay, let me explain you. Let's say I'll write the 27 here. In between, in middle I'm writing enter. Control E. Is it filled or not? It will fill. Even in between also try it. Like if you give the proper pattern, then it will fill it. But however, here we are trying to give it. There is some text. That's the reason it is disturbing. Sometimes it will work, sometimes it won't work. So if it is not the part of this data pattern, then don't include the headers. Once you fill the data, then you add your headers, then it will work. Got it, Anand? So if you want to get the year, let's say that year is a 2020. You see some problem, you may face it here. I'll write the 2020 here. Press Control E. It is showing 1818, 1818. What is this? There is no year called, it is actually should have given the 2018, right? So what it is understanding is whatever the year, the 2-digit number is showing, the same thing needs to be repeated. Like here is the 18 year, 1818 it's showing. Like this it is working. No, it is not. Please write it as a one example. If it is not understanding, we'll give another example. I'll write 2018. Let's give a try. Control E. Is it working now? Kishore Kumar asking 00 something like this number he has given. Let me take a copy of his query. He's having some numbers like this. Some numbers. So if one like this we have, let's say, try that like 3005667. Enter, Control E, done. Otherwise, let's say I'll give one more number 789456123 something. First of all, if I added some number, it is not added here because that is a flash fill. Agree? Like let me be given some example here, right? If I press Control E, is it working expected way? Actually, it is removing the first 2 digits because it understood that okay, first 2 digits we need to remove. But actually, it is not the only if it is a zero, then only it should remove. Otherwise, it should not be correct. So in such case, what you do is you add few more examples. The machine learning also will give different examples. Then it will that machine will understand like and it will give the correct output, right? Similarly, here you give the multiple examples including different patterns. Then you press the Control E. That lakhs of records will be filled in the format which you are looking for. So in your case, Anand, what's that like? If you have all zeros starting 2 zeros, then you write one example itself enough, and it will fill the data.
Paste.
If it is a really Okay, except the for your requirement, what I can show is instead of flash fill, what I do is I'll refer to this, I'll refer to that cell, I'll do plus zero, enter, drag it down. What is this requirement? If there are zeros, it should remove. Is it removing? But it should not remove the 7, 8 something. Yes, it is not removed and it is showing the correct value. Agree? So this is a formula solution. And it is a dynamic. What I mean by dynamic, if I change this number also, let's say this 7 and change it to 9, it is got updated as a 9, but it is still showing the 7 because this is a flash fill. This is the formula. Formulas have its own importance. Yeah, Kishore Kumar got that. Yeah, fine, Kishore. Yes. What's your query? A5 means like cell reference plus 0. Do any mathematical operation without disturbing the actual value. Let's say 100 plus 0, 100 only, right? That's what any mathematical operation, if you do, it will convert text formatted number to proper number. So once it is a proper number, if there are any zeros before to it, it will remove it, right? That's the logic.
Anytime, anyways, even if it remove zeros from the start.
You need to just add plus 0 or minus 0 or into 1 divided by 1. Yeah, without disturbing the actual value. But you can also do the plus 10 also. But what will happen? Whatever number it is, it will be added by 10. You see this? Like 67, change it to, once I enter, sorry. Once I enter the 67, change it to 77. So don't disturb that actual value, just add the plus 0. Got it?
You will be sharing this file with us.
Tomorrow. We'll try it today, but tomorrow for sure. Okay.
Karthik, have a query
fine.
here.
Yeah, please go ahead. Vaibhav.
Okay. So here the number is like 003005667, right? So the
Correct.
query is I want to remove 00 for all. Yes. So what about these two other zeros beside 3? After 3.
That should not be removed, right?
That is what I'm looking. Either the query is about to remove the initial zeros or else the whole zeros, whatever.
The query is that Kishore query is like initial, there is some medical code numbers. So or some number it is. So initially if there are any zeros, that should be get removed.
Okay.
So not the inside of it. Like,
okay.
Correct. Like if it is a 00, 1000 or 10,000 it is. If I remove the 2 zeros before to it, there is no problem. But if you remove the right side zeros, there is a problem. Right? The value will change. Without changing the actual value, I just want to remove the 2 zeros or 3 zeros, any zeros. It is not about the 2 zeros. You see that I'll add the n number of zeros and it is got removed. Agree?
Yeah. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, my query is, hi, this is Kishore. My query is only to remove the first zeros, not the other zeros.
Yes, correct. That's what I try to explain.
Yeah, thank you.
So I hope your purpose served here. Correct, Kishore?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, right.
So A5 is the base, like for anything we can use for A5.
A5 is a cell reference.
Okay.
Let's say your data, let's say your 00 or 000, is sitting in the J2. What do you do? Equal to that cell reference, nothing but J2 cell reference plus 0. Enter. It is showing us the actual value as a 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
If I write 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3 something, if I drag this formula down, there is no change happen because there is no zeros here.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. This purpose is served. Starting zeros only it is removed. Starting. I want only 1 0 needs to be removed. No, that was not his query. But if that is possible. Then you need to write something called left formula, refer to this, and like length of this -1, like this you need to do.
Hello, sir.
Right entity. Yes.
Hello, sir. I am Venkatesh, sir.
Yes, Venkatesh. Go ahead.
Sir, sometimes we use INT condition equal to
INT is a formula. Yeah.
yes.
So why you use
That is
INT?
good.
In the
Sir,
formulas,
sir.
we'll discuss that. In the formulas, we'll definitely discuss that INT. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So we learned about the flash fill. I hope all of you understood this. Now let's get into another topic now. Fill series. Let me click on the fill series. Oh, if I'm trying to click on the fill series, it should navigate to this fill series, this place, correct? But it is not navigating. Nothing but 1 second. There is a linking is that linking is break. Let me show you how on click of it. How right now it is showing that reference is not valid. So how to apply hyperlink so that it will navigate to fill series. Getting it? So what I do is I'll select this button. Do right click. There is something called remove link. Already I applied some link which is not working. Let me click on the remove link. There is no link now. If I click on it, now it is not even showing the error because earlier it was referring to some sheet, it is got deleted. Fine. Now I'll select this. Do right click. I want to apply the link. Click on the link. Once you click on the link, which sheet it should navigate fill series, correct? So place in this document you select. Place in this document. In this document, we have the start sheet, we have the joint data skills community, about Excel, how big is Excel. These are the sheet names. Agree? These are the sheet names. We are the sheet name for fill series. On click of this button, it should navigate to fill series. That's what we are telling to it. Is that clear? But with cell, by default, it will go to A1 cell. Instead of A1, let's say I'll change it to B3. Let's say. Once I click OK here, now you see this on click of it, it is navigating to fill series and that to cell called B3. Otherwise, by default, it would have go to A1 cell. Understood? Yeah. So in this fill series, let's see this now. I want whole numbers 1 to 10,000. 1 to 10,000, all the numbers I want. Nothing but 1, 2, 3, and so on. This is what I want. In general, how do you do this? If you want to get this 1 to 10,000, how do you do this? I would like to hear from you so that I'll show the option.
Yes, sir, we need to type 1, 2, 3 and then click on that cursor. So drag and drop like.
Right. We need to type the type 1 and after that
2, 3.
2. Okay, 3 also not required. 1 and 2 you select it and drag it down. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
So let me try that. If I drag it down, you see this, I'm going to drag down. It takes long time to fill up to 10,000. Correct? See,
Yeah, and or else double click on the.
See, if I drag it down, it is giving some number which is not even 20% of what I require. So control C. So if you are saying that double click, you see this, I'll select these two and double click, nothing is happening. Double click usually works. Why is not working? Because double click works if the data you have left side, if you have the data, if you double click on it, fill series, it will fill the data up to the end of the records. But here there is no data, the fill series won't work. I mean, like on double click, that autofill won't happen. So what do you need to do?
I think you need to give stock value over there in the dialog box, if I'm not wrong.
Yes. So we'll be using the option called fill series. That's what our topic now. So we want 1 to 10,000. So let's say I want that 1 to 10,000 from here onwards. Let's say I'll write the 1 here and just enter it. Once you enter, go back to the starting cell. Be in the start cell. Don't forget this. Then after that, in the home ribbon, fill, there is an option called series. Once you click on the series, nothing but that is a fill series option. So in that fill series, you see this carefully, fill the series of numbers in the rows. That's what it's saying. That is the rows is a default. Instead of rows, you select the columns. Columns and step value. Step value means incremental value. Increment by 1, 1. Nothing but first time 1, next time 2, then 3. 10 plus 1 is 11, 11 plus 1 is 12, and so on up to what?
So
10,000. We want up to 10,000, so I'll write the 10,000. Is that clear? So start from 1, incremental by 1, and stop at 10,000. So step value is a incremental by 1 is a in general that is a 1. I mean default is a 1. If you want you can change it to 10. If you want you can change it to 5. It's up to you. We'll see that examples also. We want to fill this series of values in the column wise. Otherwise by default it will be selected as a rows. Correct? We'll select this columns and click OK so that you'll be able to see that 1 to 10,000 exactly. No more, no less. Got it? So if you want numbers like 101 to 120, how do you do that? Tell me the steps. We'll type the 101. After that, what do you need to do? Without fail, be in the start cell. If you are in the blank cell and if you use this fill series, alt TIS or like alt HFIS something, it won't work. Otherwise, you go to this fill series, even you given all that values, like stop value is a 120, click OK, not happen. I mean, it is not giving the output. Reason? You are not in the starting cell. So be in the start cell, fill series column wise, step value is a 1, stop value is a 120. Click OK, 100 to 120, all that numbers is given. Clear? So if I want numbers like 20 to 60, even numbers, what I mean 20, 22, 24, and so on up to that 60. If this is your requirement, what do you need to do? You type the 20, fill series shortcut key I written Alt IS. If you don't remember the shortcut key, go to this fill and series, and it will open this dialog box. Same dialog box screenshot we kept it here. I want to fill it in a column wise. Yeah, step value is what? 2, because 20 plus 2 is a 22, and so on. Stop value is a 60. Even if you give the 61, it will stop at the 60 only. Why? Because 60 plus 2 is a 62, but we are saying that stop at 61 only. So it will stop at the 60. Getting it? Yeah. Got it? Similarly, you can try odd numbers. Odd numbers 1 to 2000, you try. Write the 1 because that is a start number. Incremental by what? Yes.
2.
Yes.
3.
Incremental by again 2 only.
Okay.
Step value will be again 2. So if you want 10 minus 10, I mean 10 to minus 10, nothing but 10, 9, 8, and so on. If that numbers need to be decreased, what do you do? Incremental value only, you tell me.
-1.
-1. This time it should be decreased. And stop value is a -10. Give a try, all this. And I want whole numbers -10 to 0. Incremental by 1 plus 1. Okay, nothing but 1. Stop value is 0. And you see this, I want multiplication table, multiplication of 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, and so on. I'll press Alt TIS, column wise, incremental by 10, and stop value is 100. Once I click OK, it is given 1 to 100. I mean, 10 table it is given, correct? Control Z. Let's say this time I'll select couple of cells instead of earlier in all the examples, I was selecting only one cell. This time I enter the some start cell, and after that I selected multiple cells, multiple blank cells. So fill series. You see this first thing you observe here that columns automatically selected because it understood that you want to fill it in a column wise. That's the reason it is selected automatically columns. Is that clear? Now step value. Step value is what? 10. Because you want 10 tables, so you're writing the 10. If you write the 5, what will happen? 10 plus 5 is a 15, then 20, then 25, and so on. But I want 10, incremental by 10. And remember this note, giving the stop value is not mandatory, it is optional. Online guys, please be on mute while you are not speaking. Like step value is a 10 and stop value I need not to give if I select the multiple cells. It is a optional. If you want, you can give it. Let me not give the stop value this time. I click OK. So once I click OK, I selected the same 10 cells. That's the reason it's giving the 100. It don't read my mind. Getting it? So Control Z. Let me try it once again. I'll select more cells. Let's say some 12 cells I'm selecting. Fill series, incremental by 10. Stop value I don't give it. Once I click OK, it is giving all that 120. Understood? Once again I'll do it. Fill series, incremental by 10, and stop value I'll give the 100. This time I'm giving the 100. Is it going to stop at 100 or 120?
Stop at
100 only. Yes. Even though like you have the option up to 120, but it is stopping at the 100 itself. One last time. If I say 150, is it going to give up to 150 or 120?
120.
Yeah, it is up to 120 only, not 150. Because if you select the more cells and ask for less, it will give you that whatever you ask for, the stop value there only it will stop. But you selected less cells and you are asking more, it is it will stop at the value whatever you selected. Is that clear? All the different scenarios shown you, like you can go through that. So this using this dates, I mean like fill series, you can also fill the dates as well. For example, I want to fill Jan 1st to 31st December 2021. So just that you need to enter the starting date. Just enter the starting date, fill series, fill in the column wise. It understood that already date. Earlier case it was showing as a linear, but this time it is a date. Once it is a date, there will be 4 options: day, weekday, month, and year. All the 4 options will be there. Whichever the option you want, you can select. Day means day wise incremental. Correct? Like if you select the weekday, only weekdays it will give. Weekdays means what? Monday to Friday are the weekdays. Saturday, Sunday it will ignore. If you select the month, it will increment by month. January 1st, February 1st, March 1st, and so on. So, but I'll go with the day. Incremental value by 1 day and step value. So here in the step value, here in the stop value, sorry, like I will give the 31st December 2021. Please remember that my system format is DDMMYY. That's the reason I entered the date, month, and year. If your system format is MMDDYY, then what you need to enter? First, you need to enter the month, then date, then year. So don't mug up this based on your date and time. Based on your date format, you need to pass that input accordingly. Otherwise, it will throw the error. So click OK. Yes, it has filled all the dates from January 1st to till 31st. Got it? Yeah. Now, I want date filling August 2nd to 30th December. Same thing I tried. August 2nd I entered, then fill series, day wise, all the dates it is giving. Oh, here it is actually, can you see that? August 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th are not showing. Then 8th, 9th is showing. And like again, there are some other dates will not show. Like here you see the 10, 11, 12, yeah, 14 and 15 are not showing because those are the weekends. So what I've done, like I'll remove this fill series column wise, just that I selected the weekday. Got it? Up to what date you want, you type it. Once I enter, yes, it is giving all the weekdays only, Monday to Friday only, not the Saturday, Sundays. Similar fashion, you try that. Require only Sundays. Oh, I want only Sundays. Actually, this January 2nd is a Sunday. January 2nd is a Sunday, I guess. January 2nd is a Sunday, 2022. I want all the Sundays of this year related from January 2nd onwards till 31st December. Only Sundays I want. Getting it? So I want to hear from you. What do you do now? Let's see who will give this answer. I want to fill it in a column wise. I selected the columns. Yeah.
You need to change.
31st December up to like this date I'll give 31st December 2022. Yeah. step value, what do you write?
7.
If today is the 7th May, today is the 7th May, nothing but Saturday. And like next week is what? Next Saturday date is what?
14.
14. 7 plus 7, you'll do it, right? Like if today's date is the 10th, plus 7 you'll add, it will be 17.
Yeah.
Same day.
7.
Similarly, like we already entered this date. So just we need to add the 7 here. Step value is 7. Make sense? Okay. Now you'll find all the dates of this year related all the Sundays. There are total how many Sundays are there? We have 52 Sundays we have in this year. Definitely. A flash fill, if you have some data, then it will understand the pattern and it will fill it. Here there is no data, we want to fill it, so fill series. When to use a fill series, when to use a flash fill, you should aware. For the flash fill, you need to have the data. That data you don't want as it is, you want to modify it. That modified one, you give 1 or 2 examples, then it will fill the remaining one. That's for the flash fill. Whereas fill series, there is no data at all. We are filling it 1 to 10,000. There was no data at all, correct? Yeah. You can fill the time also, guys. Like let's say 6:45 something I entered. Like each 1 minute it should be incremented. 6:46, 6:47, and so on. Like this up to 7. Try that. Fill series column wise. If I enter this 7 here, click OK. So it is doing the same thing. Why it is not working? Once you understand the time logic, you'll get to know. There is something called data types. Today we are going to discuss. Then you'll understand that logic. Then you'll be able to do this one. In some time we'll be discussing that how to increment it by one minute. We given the step value as a 1, but still it is not working. Why it is? I'll tell you. So fine. Let's see this number of corona cases. Like day one, let's assume that there is a 1 corona case. On day 2, it is double. Day 3, it is double again, 4, 8, 16, and so on. In 30 days, how many number of cases I want to know? Is that clear requirement? Let me quickly show you this. I'll write that 1. 1 means that here is a 1. Fill series column wise. Series column wise. And now here what do you do? Like instead of linear, select the growth and just tell that 2 means double. And I don't know 30th day how many cases we will be having. We don't know. That's what we are trying to find out. So if you click OK, nothing will happen because you're not given the stop value. Giving the stop value, if you select the one cell only, giving the stop value is a mandatory asset. If you select the multiple cells like this, fill series. If you select the multiple cells like this, 30 cells as something I selected, then giving the stop value is not mandatory. Agree? I told you this. So I'll select the growth and growth of 2, nothing but double. Click OK. Now you see that day 1 case, like day 2 double, and so on, and so on. Till like 18th day, like it is 17th day, only in thousands. From 18th onwards, you see this lakhs, 1,31,000, 2,62,000, 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, and so on. On 30th day, these many close. Got it? Yeah. Let's say I have the 10 year, I have the 50 year. say I have the 20 year and I have the 60 year. Okay. Earlier case, we were having only start number. This time we have a start number and also end number. What should be the incremental value so that it will fill properly? Interval number values will be the same, and it will give the final output as a 60. What do you think? What is how much number we need to add? 10. Okay. 20 plus 10 is a 30. 30 plus 10 is 40. 40 plus 10 is 50. 50 plus 10 is 60. Super. So fine. I'll write 20 here now. And I'll write this 120 here now. So can you tell me how much it should be incremental? 20 plus 30 is 50, 50 plus 30 is 80, 80 plus 30 is 110, 110 plus 30 is 140. Getting it? So this much hard work you need to do. You see this how easy it is. Select starting to ending. Just use the shortcut key called Alt-TAS, fill series. If you don't remember, go to home ribbon, fill series, you press, you see the step value automatically it is giving. Columns wise we want to fill it. Stop value you don't enter because stop value already there. Click OK, it is filled and given the output. Similarly here, select starting to ending, fill series. You said 30 or 20 something, right? Which is not correct. Like 25 is the incremental value. And click OK. 20 plus 25, 45. 45 plus 20, 45 plus 25, 70, and so on. This is the number. Got it? One last example related to fill series formatting, like I want 10, 20, 30, 40 like this, let's say up to 100 something. But I want one is in the yellow and next blank, the blank cell should be some gray color like this. Again, next number should be incremental by 10 and it should be in the yellow again and so on. So if that is the case, just give that pattern, select these cells and drag it down and it will autofill. Got it? It's filling in the same manner. Like if you have the two blanks and here is 11,
We use flash fill.
not flash fill, and drag it down. Flash fill only if you have the data, then only you can use the flash fill. Okay, fine. Let me go back to flash fill here. Using the flash fill, we got all these answers, correct? This is the data, we got that all the answers. Have we added any new data here? I mean, below to this records, what are the data it is? Up to there only it is filling the data, correct? There is no new data is added. But here, what we want is, we want, hey, I'll give this pattern, please give me similar fashion like other cells. Correct? Nothing but you are adding the new data. You are filling the new data. So in that case, fill series. Got it? Like, I mean, in this case, you need to drag it down. Clear? Yeah. So that is about the fill series. I hope it is clear. Like I written that like Alt-TAS is a shortcut key for the from 2003 onwards, nothing but 2003 or later. I am using the latest version Microsoft 365. Still, I am able to use that older version shortcut keys. Is that clear? Yeah. So it is not like that. Like earlier, I was using the 2007. I know the shortcuts related to 2007, but my company migrated to from 2007 to 2010 or any other versions. But my fingers, my hands remember the older shortcuts, right? It is not that like once you migrate to latest version, it won't work the older version shortcut. It will work. The new shortcuts works and older shortcuts also work. That's a good thing. Got it? Shortcuts related. Also, I'll be talking in some time. Like you need not to remember any shortcut keys. Many times people ask us, can you share the Excel shortcut key file? There is no need of remembering any shortcut keys. With the one simple technique, you will be learning all the shortcuts in one go. So that technique we'll be discussing in some time. Oh, it's 11:33 now. Okay, we'll take a break. 12 minutes break. Now 11:33. 11:45 we'll catch up. Okay. Yeah. Online guys, break now. 11:45.